Congratulations, you got an interview. What an exciting time for a job seeker. And then after your interview, you don't hear anything back, commonly called ghosting. Oh my goodness, job seekers, that's what this video here today is going to be talking about. Now, if you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, please consider doing that. Now, we have tons of great information coming out to you from our HR survey that we recently did. And this is one of the questions that we specifically asked HR and said, okay, job seekers want to know what is the best way for them to follow up after they've had an interview if they don't hear anything back from anyone. So again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please take a moment to do that now. If you feel like this data is helpful at the end, please give us that thumbs up. And let's take a look at this information right now. Now, I want to share with you the actual question that we asked them on the survey. And that was, if a candidate interviews with your company, but then hears nothing back, what is the proper way for them to follow back up? This seems like something that should be easy, but I know a lot of job seekers struggle with this. I'm going to take me out of the frame so you can see the actual graph a little bit better, the pie chart. So here were the options that we gave them. And as always, with all of our survey questions, we did give them a chance to say just free form answers. So we'll talk about that as well. So what you're going to see, though, is 85% of the people said that you should follow back up with the recruiter, sourcer, or individual who set up the interview. That is the process that they do want you to follow. If you interview with somebody in the company, regardless of who it is, and you don't hear something back, 85% want you to go back to the recruiter, sourcer, or individual who set up the interview. And then we did have 7% here that you see in this purple that said they want you to go back and follow up with the hiring manager that you interviewed with. Now, much smaller amount, but still 7% did say it. And then there was 3% here that you can see, this yellow part that said it's actually good to follow up with both if you don't hear anything back from an interview. And then lastly, there was 5% that came up with a variety of different other responses that we couldn't classify into one of those. And so those responses were actually things like, there were a couple that said, just assume that the company is not interested. I don't love that response. I would hope that there would always be some kind of closure when you've actually gone on an interview. But here's what this information or data is telling you, job seekers. You definitely, the path that they want you to do and that they feel is going to be most impactful for you is to go back to that person who set up that interview. Now, I do think there could be some times where you need to consider more than one follow-up. And let me explain. If you are not going directly into the organization, trying to get, and let me say, I'm not talking about follow-up as your thank you email, right? That's different. This is follow-up saying, hey, it's been 2 weeks, I haven't heard anything. So if you're dealing directly with the company, then you can go to the recruiter, sourcer, or individual that set up the interview that's there. But let's say that you went through a third-party company, like a recruiting firm or staffing firm, and you didn't, that they set up that as opposed to the company setting it up. I think in that case, you still should go back through the recruiting firm. But if you don't hear back from the recruiting firm, it is still okay if you interviewed with somebody internal to the company to then go follow up with the person that's internal with the company. And I think that's the only kind of caveat that I would give you on this one. Otherwise, I would follow the guidance of HR saying your best bet is to go with recruiter, sourcer, or the individual who set up the interview. All right, job seekers, if you feel like this data is helpful, give us that thumbs up. We have tons more information and stuff that we're going to be sharing on these quick hits. We have our interview questions. Oh my gosh, they gave us like 300 of the top HR asked interview questions. We have tons of data to share with you. So make sure you subscribe. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.